In this video, we're gonna cover exactly how to serve like the pros and what's going through their mind before they hit the ball. The first thing we need to understand is, where do we stand along the serving line? Should I be close to the middle? Should I be here? Should I be out wide? Where's the best spot? We should always stand right here, about 2 feet from the center line. And the reason is, when I stand here, it gives me the option of serving directly down the tee or out wide. The reason we don't stand super out wide is I'm pretty much telegraphing to my opponent that I can only serve out wide from here. It's too risky to go down the tee. Even if I don't have the best control of my serve, I still want to give the illusion to my opponents that I do. So by standing here, it doesn't let them cheat one way. If they have a weaker backhand or forehand, they have to stay in the center, because now I can go down the tee or out wide. Now we'll get into how to actually serve like a pro with a ton of power, topspin, and depth. The first thing we need to think about when we step into serve is this big toe. It should always be facing toward that net post. And the reason is, that's a mental cue to have our hips engaged. Now, when we strike the ball, we can explode with our hips with our leg opening. If we have this big toe pointed straight, there's no explosion with our hips because they're already open. The main driver to serving the ball super hard has everything to do with this back leg. We want to think, as we make contact to the ball, we have this back leg following through, which is going to be the momentum pushing the ball. That's the secret where the speed comes in. So this is what the movement of the serve should look like. So look at my hips. They're facing this way, my big toes that way. When I go to hit the ball, watch this back leg, everything's exploding open. I'm closed into open. That's the power. The second part of the serve that the pros do that you don't see when you're watching is their motion with their arm. The key to this is to let your arm hang very loose and then think of it as a whip when we go to hit the ball. It is not a pushing motion like this. It's very loose and a snap, just like a whip. What should our wrist be doing? When we make contact to the ball, we want our paddle head to be completely down, and we want to snap with the wrist too. So it's one really slow, and then full force with the arm and wrist, snap. If you're nervous when you serve, your body is naturally going to be very tense, and the serve isn't going to work. You're going to hit it 20 feet out. You have to take a deep breath and really let yourself relax and really let that arm hang for a second. Then you're ready to serve. You can't be death gripping the paddle. I'm holding it very loose. That allows me to be whippy. When we put it all together, it'll look like this. Now I'm going to explain to you the thought process and what we should be thinking as we go to serve. So here's the scenario. You're serving to me, I'm set up like this. What are you thinking? What are your goals? Your number one priority always is to make my first step in any direction except toward the kitchen. You want to serve the ball, so I have to go out, then up, back, then up. You want to avoid me being able to hit the return and run through it. The easiest way to do that is, wherever your opponent is set up, serve it to the furthest point from them. So if I'm set up like this, trying to protect my backhand and hit all forehands, serve it way out there. So when I go to hit that ball, I have to go and up. A common misconception is, when the opponent is returning and they are standing way out here trying to cover up their backhand, a lot of people still try to force the issue to their backhand. Do the complete opposite. If somebody's this far out of position, hit the ball there. Don't try to sneak it to their backhand. They want that. Lastly, if your opponent is centered in the return box, your default spot should always be to their backhand. Thanks for watching. If you took something from this, make sure to subscribe to my channel.